Does anybody else hear that? That's the sound of old BGS slabs getting cracked.
Welcome to your doom.
All right, friends, it is not an April Fool's joke. It is real. The new BGS grading scale has been released to mixed results. I've actually seen some people with some positive feedback, but also heard some negative feedback. Let's run through what exactly we're talking about here. 10 Black Label Pristine is 4 10 subgrades. A 10 Gold Label Pristine is 3 10 subs plus 1 9.5. A Gem Mint can either be, a 10 Gem Mint can either be 2 10 subs and 2 9.5 subs, or 1 10 sub and 3.95 subs. Man, this is getting real confusing. Quad 9.5 subs is now Mint Plus. So not Gem Mint, it is Mint Plus, according to this new scale. And I did see, too, their Mint Collective booth. Originally, this is going back from a couple days, or was it yesterday? I can't keep the day straight. They had on their exhibit booth Quad 9.5s and then BGS 10. But then I saw later on that there was a 10 added there to make it, instead of Quad 9.5s, a 10 added onto the exhibit booths to show, I suppose that's 10. So I don't know if the picture was taken before setup was complete, or if they changed their mind last night and just added that piece in. Now, before I go any further, I say this in every single video because I want to make sure that I'm disclosing. I think it's proper. And I do get people that thank me for disclosing, because a lot of times you watch news stuff, you watch anything, you don't really know internal biases on anything. You're just like, you're taking it in, and then maybe you watch 5 other things, and then you maybe figure out later, oh, that person's tied to that company or that, and you're like, wow, well, I wish that was disclosed. I am sponsored here. This channel is sponsored by SGC. They are my favorite grading company, but like I always say, I think we've got 4 solid grading companies in the space. Grade with whoever you want, to each their own. And if this new BGS grading scale works for you, then fantastic. I mean, look, free country, free world, maybe not a free world, but you get my point. Everybody can do whatever they want. One of my hobby friends, Neo, put together a good video, and one of his quotes in that video has struck me. I just thought it was hilarious. I actually laughed out loud when he said it, and he said, slabs have feelings too. And we're going back now to the existing BGS slabs, because that's really what people are worried about. They're not as worried about this moving forward, although I'm a little concerned that there's so many variations of 10. I really think that BGS was trying to figure out a way to put more 10s out in the market. If you look at our space, what's everybody chasing? A PSA 10, a BGS 10, an SGC 10, a CSG 10. People want 10s. So this gives Beckett the ability to put more 10s out there into the world. It doesn't change their grading scale as far as how they're going to grade, but just the way that they've done this, it inevitably means that you're going to have different variations of 10 that are out there. So, but what does it mean for the 20 plus years of slabs that are out there? And one thing that Neo had in his video, he did a great job. We have a mutual friend, Ryan, over at GemRate, that ran some important data that he shared in his video. 35% of all the BGS slabs out there in the marketplace, not in the marketplace, that have been graded, period, 35% of those are Gem Mint. Let me also say too, Beckett, if we look at the GemRate data, they are predominantly modern cards as far as what's been graded. You do have some vintage that's graded with BGS or BVG, but it's not most of their stuff. It just isn't, So BGS mostly in their history has graded modern cards from 2000 and forward. That's really been their bread and butter. So 35% are Gem Mint. Now, out of the 35%, how many of those are Min Gem, or, what's the story there? And so I'll put some of the numbers here on the screen, but the one that's really astounding, 30% of all the slabs have 1.9 subgrade. I mean, how many of those slabs have you seen out there? And you might own one yourself, or a few of them yourself, where you've got some nice subgrades, but you've got 1.9 subgrade. And basically the way that it boils down to, the end result of this is 15% of the existing cards are eligible for it to be put into 10 holders. I believe I've got one here, considering if I'm looking at it, it's 3 9.5s and 1 10 subgrade. So this should be a candidate to move into the new BGS 10 holder. There will be a reholdering fee that they're going to come out with that, I heard. Rumor has it. But the other 85% 85% of the gem mint cards that are out there in the marketplace are not eligible to be moved into a 10. So what does that mean for the secondary market of those cards? The initial reaction for some people might say they're going to drop, they're going to crater, they're going to drop in value. We really don't know that. I mean, let's be realistic here. We sit here, we speculate, but the secondary market's going to decide on its own. Now, what I do think is it gives buyers a lot of leverage now.
I say, would you look at this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
With this new grading scale, if you're going out and you're buying a BGS slab and it's got 1.9 subgrade, I think that it gives you a lot of ammo to negotiate that price. Also, I just think there's going to be, I was joking about it at the beginning of the video, but cracking and sending either back to BGS or somewhere else. I think that that's going to happen with a lot of those slabs. But I think that for really important cards, if you've got a mega rare card or, one of these high-end cards and it's sitting in one of these older, BGS slabs, older now, it's now become older, I don't think that it necessarily really messes with the market on it. I mean, and again, we will just have to see. And that's going to be another thing. If there's really nice cards that are sitting in those holders, buyers are going to come out now and say like, hey, I'll give you 50% of your asking price or 70%. And there probably will be people that are like, oh, hell, I just need to get out of these. I actually met a couple people at the Philly card show a couple months ago that they had heard some rumor about this, and they decided, hey, I got to get out of these. I got to get out of these BGS slabs because I just don't know exactly what they're going to do with this. But we'll have to see, guys. Obviously, let me know your thoughts in the comments below regarding secondary market pricing for current BGS 9.5's that might not be eligible to move into that new Gem Mint 10 grade. There's going to be a lot of talk on this. Before I move into the next topic, big thanks to video sponsor Drip Marketplace, the live streaming fun time that is Drip. Definitely check it out. You can get all sorts of different types of collectibles, whether it be sports cards, non-sports cards, culture cards, comic books, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, all sorts of different things on the site. It's a good time. I will put links in the video description as well as in the pinned comment below. Check out Drip Marketplace. All right, we've got a juicy rumor that came to me from the Mint Collective. I might not be there, but I've got people on the ground, and they are reporting back. So on the back of this announcement of the new grading scale, I am hearing, and again, hashtag sources, so take this for what it's worth. It's just a rumor mill time, $9 Beckett grading coming, no subgrades. So $9 Beckett grading coming. I kind of thought this was interesting because if I look at kind of this new structure of how they're going to do it, and I do like the Beckett subgrades. I like that element of the way that they grade, but I'm just wondering if a lot of people are going to say, screw the subgrades. I'm just going to go for the 10. You have all these different 10s. I'm more interested in just having a BGS 10 now as opposed to putting a priority on various subgrades. Now, look, I know a lot of collectors, and like I said, I'm one of them. I do like kind of the fun of looking at subgrades and taking that into account when negotiating a price and all that for a Beckett slab. I also just like the Beckett slabs in general with the insert, the way they're built, they're sturdy. So I understand the draw, but that is a really interesting thing with this new way that they're going to structure their 9.5's and their 10s to people to say, scrap the subgrades. I'll just do this. If this is true and they're going to go to a $9 grading or something along those lines, do I just go for it straight up? No subgrades. I don't know. Again, interesting times in the card world. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.